Hello, traders. How are you? Welcome. Anna Shields here. How are you, traders? How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I hope you had a good weekend. Today is Tuesday, 10/17/2023, and it's 7:30 Eastern PM. My notice had said 8:30 there on the screen. It really started at 7:30. So I'd like to get your feedback. Do you want to have classes um, or having to go on stream at 7:30 Eastern was better for you or 8:30 Eastern? Let me know which one's a better time for you. That would be really helpful. But welcome. I hope you had a wonderful day. We got a lot done. The market was beautiful today for us traders, for intraday traders. I was working on US 30 and NAS, taking short intraday plays as well as scalping the open. So it was a great move. It was very, very good. Um, so yeah, if you'd like to know a little bit more about how to take intraday plays, how to swing trade, how to scalp, I'm going to be covering those topics with you on my live streams and also just on my channel. Also, please feel free to visit my website um, www.annadeshields.com, and you can see the different classes and services that I provide. I've been trading for about 3 years now. I am a coach with one of my colleagues on her platform, and I've been doing this for about a year as a coach now. So a lot, a lot, a lot. I love Bitcoin. I've been trading Bitcoin for about 2 years now, a year and a half, 2 years. And so, what I want to do is bring you the education on how to become a day trader. Let me make sure I um, put my disclaimer up really quick. Let me show you that. Okay, so we had that going. And what we're going to go ahead tonight, what we're going to look at, I'm going to teach you how to mark up your charts on the higher time frames. All right. Now, last time I had recorded let's see, today's Tuesday. So I think it was on Thursday. I had my headset on, and the last like 20 minutes, it was such great information. You didn't hear me. So I apologize for that. I have a different mic going now. So that was very unexpected. But if anyone is familiar with using the StreamYard platform, please get in hold of me. I just have a couple of questions on um, certain technical parts of it, so that would be great if you could DM me. Also, traders, you can find me on Instagram and also DM me. Feel free to DM me there. Visual Silence Technology is my handle, and then also you can get a hold of me on Telegram. I'm always on that platform. Our community of traders seems to all hover onto that platform there, and that's at Kana VST. You can find me. Okay, well, let's dig right into it. I plan to be on for about, maybe up to an hour, maybe not that long, but I want to show you how to mark up your charts on the higher time frames for your technical analysis for looking for high probability setups. So for those, now I'm talking to you like you're already a trader. I'm and it's My audience is traders who already been trading, advanced traders. That's really my hone of ideal audience. However, um, I I enjoy teaching how to, the basics, intraday trading 101. And so that starts off with technical analysis and how to mark up your charts. Marking up your charts, what that allows you to do is be able to see the big picture, see what's under the hood. You know how us ladies, we like to and then us ladies, we like to go shopping, right? We like to go window shopping and see what's out there, and then maybe we have a certain amount of time, maybe a certain budget that we want to spend, and so we'll go around and looking at everything, and then we'll be like, "Okay, so I checked it all out, and now I wanna go back to that store because they got what I want." That's another way you could say what market of returns on higher time frames is for us ladies that are watching this channel. I have a bunch of women traders that I work with, community of women traders, and so I'm assuming that most of them are going to be watching this channel. So I appeal to men too, but I'm mostly familiar working with women traders, which also is a unique attribute for a day trader. Not too many women out there yet, but we are there and we are very successful. So, that's exciting as well. If you guys get to know me, you'll get to know me as time goes, and I'm very candid, very just what comes to mind, very organic of how I talk. I don't have it really too scripted out or anything, so I may think of something and then it pops right into my mind, and I'll go ahead and I'll add it to the conversation. So, uh, that's just how I communicate. I also do teach every day, with my colleague on her platform, and I have a class there that I teach, and so I teach every day with them, so I'm very familiar with doing this type of style. We do those on Zooms, but not on a live stream, so very used to this type of setup. Um, However, you know what is different, traders, is I'm used to hearing someone else the other students ask questions while I'm on. I hear their feedback right away because it's on Zoom. Now for this platform, I'm running it through LinkedIn right now and YouTube, and so they just have the comments coming through, so I don't always get to see that. I'm looking over there right now to make sure I haven't missed anybody. Let me write in here real quick and say hello. But it is very different, so I'm getting used to that, this new platform here and being able to talk to you guys and figures, but anyway. Oh, yes, I know what I was thinking. I was thinking about how just presenting excuse me, presenting the information to you. I was thinking excuse me. I was thinking I was talking with traders already who are watching. Hold on. So, a lot of the information I'll kind of just be addressing, like, you already know what I'm accustomed to already used to these concepts, but I'll do my best to be able to kind of tone it down, use more analogies because this is a huge audience compared to just, a Zoom call. Alright, well, let me go ahead and share my chart. I'm looking at it now, but let me get it on the screen. Alright, so I see we here I have that also playing on another screen here so I can see what you guys are seeing, so there is a delay, but I'm gonna keep it on to make sure it doesn't go mute on me like it did last time. Let me go ahead and put this here so I can see you really good. We would've got on a little bit later if I had this other setup that I wanted right in front of me, so I didn't have to do this, but we'll get it. Alright, so I'm gonna take this off. Now, what we're talking about is marking up our charts on the higher time frame. And like I said with the analogy about shoe shopping or going out shopping, you wanna find the best deal. When you mark up your charts, traders on different time frames, you're getting the big picture of what the market's done. And then for me, I'm a scalper. I scalp off of the 15-second, I scalp off of the 1 minute, all the way up to the 5 and then the other time frames, of course. But I also swing. I swing Bitcoin. I trade Bitcoin with a swing trade, also do intraday. So for me, I want to know everything that's going on. I have colleagues, day traders that are swing traders, so they're just marking up on the 4 hour, the week, the month. They're looking for higher big moves because they have another job, right? They also have my one person I'm thinking of, my one trader, she's a professor at a college. And so she teaches higher time frames and she marks up her charts on higher time frames. So what that allows you to do is be able to get the big picture of the market, of your asset, what it's doing, where you could and then you could take trades off of that, or have a big picture idea, and then for intraday play, see what's inside that move that you can take during the day. Now, what that means though also is for intraday, you may say, "Well, Anna, like, what does that mean? Like, how long does that intraday play out?" The moves that I take and the assets that I trade, I'm seeing that move, come to fruition by the end of the day, by the end of the market close. So, um, I trade NAS, I trade US 30, and I trade Bitcoin. And so I'm working off of the 1 hour, I'm using a 4-hour time frame and the day to see where it may be going, but my intraday plays, they'll be done during that day. Every day, I'm closing out my trades, and my trades are, going against me, going for me, whatever. They're playing out. So those for me, my trades are done that day. Alright, so here we are. Let's go to the day time frame, and I have it on a different chart. A couple of you'll see a bunch of different charts when we work together, that I have going on. So this here is my order chart, pretty clear. I don't have as many indicators on there as normal, and so I'm just adjusting what I have here myself. So I'll be sure to stay on topic. We're talking about marking up our charts on the higher time frames. So to start that off, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the move. We see Bitcoin has gone up, gone down, now heading back up. There's a lot of information here, traders, that I see with my eyes using my technical analysis that I see that have where price could be at, what's going on. If you're totally new to trading and you want to learn how this works, well, these are areas here that are notice how they like in midair, they just stop. Like, where's the light? How'd that sucker stop? I don't see anything why it stopped. Okay, these are called support and resistance lines. And then here's the bottom for this zone and the top, the highest point that the price has gone. Now, over here to the right is the price level for the asset, and this is we're on Bitcoin. So the current price for Bitcoin for this broker is 28,419. Okay, now what I want to do is put on a fib. Now you can go all the way back and do a whole big, huge analysis, but that's a little bit more than what I wanted to bite into today in our little bit of time. But it is appropriate, I guess, that I talk about it. This here is like the big, big picture. Um, Look, I have this indicator of my thing here everywhere. Um, the big, big picture, just when price hit back in 2019, we can see price went up, Bitcoin has come down, and now, you know, it'll be very interesting to see where we're at a year from now, 2 years from now. Um, but here's the high at 61,000 and price going up, going down. You could do a fib here, but this is the big picture. Now, I just want a little picture of it. I just want a little picture of it. So what I'm gonna do is I could do a fib here, I could draw a fib here, or I could draw a fib here. I could draw a fib here. I could draw a fib here, just to gain an idea of where the location is at of Bitcoin right now for me as a trader to know when to take high probability trades. Now, when I say fib, I mean a Fibonacci. So that is a tool. It's a known thing in the world, and it's where uh, uh, for the market, where an area that price will event normally comes back to, or to certain zones, and um, it's helpful for us as traders because we want the best high probability entries best for us, and so that would either be at the middle part of the zone, which is called the 5061.8. I call it the heartbeat zone because I picture it like a live thing, and that's like the main heartbeat of that organism. Um, and then also is your supply and demand zones. So I'm using very technical terms now because it goes along with the niche, but if you don't know what this means, Basically, they're areas where a lot of people have a lot of interest to either buy that asset or sell that asset. That's the basic way I usually say it, and that's the way I'm just gonna leave it for right now. But when I mark up my charts, what I want to know as a trader is I wanna know the location of where price is at in regards to this Fibonacci. Is it close to the heartbeat zone, or is it close to those zones where it's, like, the best area either to buy or sell, and that's called the supply and demand zone. So, if I wanna go ahead and take a trade, I'm like, "Well, I want to enter at those areas. Let me find out where Bitcoin is at right now in regards to those areas." So that's what the Fibonacci does. So we're gonna start here. I'm gonna start right this high, and I'm gonna do a fib this way, okay? I'm not gonna use certain colors for it. Usually, I use different colors for each time frame. It helps you get organized as a trader. But for right now, I'm just gonna use everything white. Alright, so I decided to choose my starting point in my Fibonacci because this is my highest point at 69,000 where price was, and then I draw when you draw a fib, you draw it from the high to the lowest point, and then you let go and find out where the asset falls in regards to these fib levels. Now these are all called fib levels, okay? They have all different numbers, and it's a percentage of the whole move. Now, remember, traders, this is something that is an everyday language for our community. And so I'm going to try not to get too advanced and remember that, hey, I might be talking to people who are just getting used to what trading is. So when you draw a fib, if you look it up on the internet, they'll tell you you draw the fib in the direction of the trend. So right now, price has been falling. Price has been falling since November 21st of, um, was that '09? Since 2021. Okay, so this is the direction of the trend, and that's why I drew my Fibonacci in that direction. Now, that area that I was talking about, the heartbeat zone, that's this area right here, and I'm gonna make that yellow. Okay. Now, usually I have these all identified and everything. They have names on them, what time frame, and I fill in information, but I'm gonna keep this just really basic. So this is the zone, the heartbeat zone, okay? And then I need to find my other area. I said the second zone that's really great for traders to enter is that demand supply or demand zone, and that is right here. Now, can you tell me which numbers I put these boxes by? Can you see that? Just so you can see that. Let me make this a little bit larger. Okay. Now here's the box. Okay, now can you tell me what numbers you see? 0.5. Oops, I have it too low. Excuse me. This should be up here. I have it at the 61.8 and the point 50. Those are considered the ideal entry, one of the ideal entries for a traders to get into the market to take the trade. Now, since it's selling, ideally, we would enter at that market to take the sell back down in order to continue with the move that the market's going. It's selling down. We know Bitcoin's moving up, but just for what we see here right now, it's selling down. So, um, I then say to myself when I look for my high probability setups and for marking up my charts, the purpose of this stream is I say, "Okay, well, I need price to come up to this zone, up to this 5061.8 area, and then to continue it to go in the direction that it's going, trade it back down to right here, to the 0.115 zone." Some people do the 23 and, but I target the 0.115 zone. Okay, and it's really as basic as that. If I had to say, "Okay, I'm gonna teach you how to trade," I showed you, go to the highest point, go to the lowest point, show me where the 50, 61.8 zone is, make a box, and then make another box at the last line of defense, the supply and demand zone. This is, supply zone. This is at the top, and then box that up for me. Okay, Anna, I did it. Is that right? Yes. Very good. Very good job. Now I want you to explain to me, what does that mean? Like, how do I trade that? And you would say, "Okay, well, as basic as it can get, I want Bitcoin to go up to that first yellow box. And if it goes past that first yellow box, then the second place I would expect it to go is the second yellow box. And then from there, I would want to sell it down to this is 0.115. We put a box there too. What? 3 boxes. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, so we go down and I want to sell down. I want to take my profits in this zone here, right here. So what I'm going to do here, I'll make it a little bit easier so people can follow along and make it really, really simple. 1 is the first area it can go to, or it can go to this area. I'll make this 2, 4, and then 3 is my final destination. Okay. So you would say, "Anna, I want price to go up to box number 1. If it doesn't and continues on, then I want it to go to box number 2. Then I'm gonna sell this asset down to box number 3." That's the basic way, the most basic way to understand what we have in front of us. But now that we're gonna get into more explanation of it, we'd be like, "Girlfriend, why are you gonna say the Bitcoin goes up to the box number 2 and then you're gonna sell it down? Like, I thought Bitcoin was supposed to be going up. Why are you gonna sell it down?" Well, remember, this is just like a roadmap. This is the current location of price. Then I would take into other considerations, another word for confluence. I would take into other considerations what's going on in the world, you know? So we don't anticipate Bitcoin to, on this day time frame, to get up to that zone and then fall. We would expect it to continue to go back up and continue to buy up, okay? Now, the fib that I put on here, I was showing you the most recent of the direction it's gone, okay? Now, in order for to continue to find where it's going, we need to do a low to high fib. So that would look like this. Let me grab all of my drawings. Let's see, make sure they're here. Okay, so I'm gonna put all of these in a box, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna hide those, and then I'm gonna show you now, well, we know Bitcoin wants to go up, so then we need to do a low to high, which is gonna show where price comes down to the heartbeat zone, and then buy back up and go and far beyond, okay? Go far and beyond. So that looks like this. You can choose any of these areas here. I'm gonna go ahead and choose this one, And now traders and that's another thing too, real quick. I'm not gonna stop my fib here because I wanna be able to read my lines where current price is. Okay, so that's why I drag it over to right where current price is. Let me get rid of that so you can see what the heck I'm talking about. This is literally today, where Bitcoin is at today at 28,421. Okay, so I'm gonna draw my fib and I'm going over all the way over to current price. And traders, where does Bitcoin fall on this fib? What number of these levels? Did you say the heartbeat zone? What? Yes, it's at 61.8. It's in this zone of the heartbeat zone. And so what we anticipate to happen for Bitcoin is this. Come down to this zone, or remember I said there's on that last fib into the supply or demand zones, that's right here. And then what do we say our exit zone? Box number 3. Do you remember? The yellow one? Do you remember what that zone was? It's on here. It's on the chart. It is. Whoops. It is. Do you remember what it is? Box number 3. The 11.5. Yes, very good. Right here. So I want price. What? I want price to then come back up here and buy to there. Okay. And look, price currently is at the ideal area that I want to enter to buy it back up to 1.5. Now that's at 60,000. So we wanted to go that and beyond. But look at what you have set up if you are a swing trader. I just set you up a high probability setup. It shows you your entry and your exit. Literally. Like you could be like, oh my gosh, really? And I'll show you how they play out on the, other time frames, how these fib levels price returns to them. It's sort of like I use this in my classes. It's sort of like when you go to work out and it's the new year and you're making all these New Year's resolutions, and you're like, "You know what? I'm gonna start going to the gym." And you're doing real good. Then, like, a month into it, you're like, "Ooh, this is a little challenging." I mean, you're kinda getting your habit down, but not yet. And then you're like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do it today." Excuse me, my eyes bother me. "I'm not gonna do it today. Um, I'll go later." And the next thing you know, you're going back to the way your old habits, what you used to do. Retracing here, follow it. You're retracing back to your old ways. And you're like, "Shoot, I'm sitting here almost being back to what I used to be doing." And you get to this type of area in your daily routine, this heartbeat zone, where you need to make a decision. Anna, girlfriend, are you gonna start working out or what? Because you were doing good and now you're not even going. Now you're going once a week. So you're like, "Oh, yeah, let me correct myself." And you turn around and you go back up to doing what you wanted to do initially, working out and hitting your goal. It's the same concept, okay? Now, here we are at the heartbeat zone, and yes, you're gonna say here, "Well, box number, 2 is here, isn't it? Box number 2, price went to box number 2." Well, it sure did. See if we can pull up box number 2. We want box number 2. Here's box number 2. Box number 2 was in that area, but box number 2 in this direction where we want Bitcoin to keep moving up is right here, okay? And then who can tell me what box this zone? Is that box number 1 or number 3? We already used number 2. Right, box number 1. So let's see if we can bring up box number 1. It's right here, and here is box number 1. And then box number 3, where we want to go ahead and finally take our profit or take profit soon, was what? Box number 3. Yes, very good. You guys are awesome traders. Hey, you're already traders already. And that's up here in this zone, box number 3. Okay? So I just said we just looked at it together, a high probability setup for a day trade for continuation either for the buy or for the sell. Now, as traders and as you get in depth and doing your top-down analysis, you're gonna have these type of charts, you're gonna have these type of information because you wanna know the actual original way the asset's gonna move. You know, Bitcoin's supposed to be buying up. Very interesting to see where she's at in a year and a half from now. But right now, we have a picture of her destination. We have a roadmap. Then we can put that other fib on that we did, and that was like with the current move with it when it was selling. Remember, it was just selling. So let me go ahead and pull that back up real quick. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is um I'm gonna say this is the let me rename this like make sure. This is high to low. I'm gonna put the day, high to low fib. Okay, just so I know what one it was. The one that we just did now, traders, that's on the screen, that's a low to high fib, and that's in the direction of Bitcoin overall buying. Okay. And then we have this one. It's here. We're gonna rename that. And we're gonna say day low to high fib. Okay. I always do when I made it. So we'll put that here. Okay. And then this one was for we're just we'll keep that one for well, we'll redo that. How about that? We'll redo that because I want to show you now the difference between going in the direction we know Bitcoin's supposed to be buying. So we want to see what that looks like. And then the first one I had done for you when it was in the sell. So let's bring that up. I'm gonna make this one for green for buy. That was our buying one. And then this other one was for the sell. Let me make right that that was green too. Green for money, right? Green for buy. And then this one will be we'll say this one's gonna be white. I know it should probably be red for sell. Well, let me just make it red for sell because that'll make sense. Okay. Now I'm gonna show this one. It is white, but now it's gonna come on the screen. I'm gonna hide this green one, okay, and then make sure we have our points correct. Mm, sheesh, I breathed in a little bit too much. I hurt my throat. Alright. Now, these boxes were for the buy, that green fib. Let's put that back up there. Let's hide this. We're gonna do it now we're getting a little technical. Now we get into the technical part. So we're gonna do this one is number 1, and it's for the, buy. I'll make it green. Box number 2. The other ideal entry I was telling you about, remember? The other ideal entry, and then this is our ideal take profit zone, exit zone. All kinds of names for it. Oops, oops. Okay. So now those I know those are for the buys. Okay, so we're gonna hide this. This arrow is for the buy arrow, so you can see the direction. Okay, so this is all buy. So these are all buys stuff, okay? And we're gonna hide that arrow. And now we're gonna put these new boxes on for the other direction. So I will bring up that fib, and that was here. So let me go ahead and move this over to here just for a second. Okay, so we can see our zones. Now this one doesn't belong there. We don't wanna see that right now because now our locations are different. Okay, those were for the buy zones. Now, can you remember where we put the boxes at for the direction it's currently going? Because we know Bitcoin's been selling, since November, next month. It's been falling. So, what is that first box go? Where does the first box go? Remember what I was calling it? Bump, 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 bump. The heartbeat zone? Exactly. So that was box number 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and show that. And then now notice this box belongs with the buy. Okay, that's not at the heartbeat zone. It's at the heartbeat zone for the buy. So I'm gonna copy that one and I'm gonna hit paste. So I'll have 2 of them. This one belongs to the sell, belongs up here. This one belongs over here. See that? Look at the numbers. See for the green? If this one belongs on that one. And then this one for the sell belongs where? In that zone between the 50, 61.8 zone. Let me put this now, make it we'll make it, I don't know why I said green because it wasn't green. That's the buy. This is for the sell. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in here for the sell. And then now where does box number 2 go? What was the second best ideal entry for a sell? Yep, up in the 8s, up in the 8s. Very good traders. See, you guys know what you're doing. So we draw another box and we label it number 2 because it's in this is the second ideal entry. Okay, so this is number 2. Let's say 2, sell. So we know it's for the sell fib. And then the third one. Now, what's our third box? What's that third box for? Do you remember, traders? Our third box was for where we want to take profit, the 11.5 zone. Remember? The 11.5 area. That's right here. I always like putting way far out. I gotta stop doing that. Make them all look nice and even. And then this is number 3. Our exit zone. Okay, there. So we have box 1. I forgot to put box number 2 here. Rename. No settings. Oh, Lord. Oh, burn the fib. I want the box. Okay. So now that so now we have do we have all the boxes in the right order? We have our box 1, 2, and then we need our 3. Where's our 3rd one? Right here. We need to name that. Rename 3 cell. Okay. I'm gonna put that with cell. Okay. So here is the one for green for buy, and here's the one sell for. I'll put here buy so we can see it real quick. You guys can look at it later and review. Buy, green. Green meaning the green color of the fib. Okay, this one right here. So this box here is for ourselves, and what we'll do is we have our buys up above, and then what I'll do here is we'll do a little separator. This here's the little trading view little code. If you want to separate that area over there, just see what I'm saying. Maybe I should just explain it. I'm gonna just do it, then you'll see what I'm saying. I want to separate that information there. So what I'll do is I'll put it right here. Oops, hold on. Let me first I do it like this, actually. And then it will separate the two. So it's just easier and more clear. Okay, so here is all of the buy, showing our buys, and then our separator, and here's all of our sell boxes. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this all together. This I'm gonna hide. I don't need I'm gonna keep it, but I'm gonna hide it. I just wanted the actual, ability to be there in my section over here, in my object tree. Okay, so now you can see. Now here's the trick question, traders. Here's the trick question. That green fib, what is the green fib for? Which direction? Green for money, right? For buying. We expect Bitcoin to go up a lot more. So that's our buy fib. That's the areas that we expect Bitcoin to go to. And currently, price is at the heartbeat zone, the 61.8 for the buying. If it continues to buy, our destination is the 11.5. And over to the right is currently this past year, what it's been doing. It's been selling, and where is it at currently? It's at the second goodness, excuse me. It needs to buy up to this ideal location. It has to go up here first, and then or this second location, and then sell down if it continues to sell. Well, for me and for obvious, we just know what we're hoping Bitcoin to do. This is the day fit. We want it to buy up to here, then go up to here, and then to continue to move on. And you'll notice that this fib, the current move, look, remember I said this is the second ideal entry to get in, to sell it back down? And it's also that same location. Look at it, trader. It's also the same location where you take profit. What? Okay. So what that means is for the buy, this is the ideal area that you want to go ahead and get out and then reevaluate your trade, because this is the area that also is our second ideal location where you expect price to turn around to sell back down. And look how they match together. There's a lot more into that with reasons and everything, but I'm just sharing with you the very basic. Okay. So let's conclude. Let's conclude, and throw the boxes on for the buy. I'll show them now. Oh, Philly. We need box number 2 to go where, traders? Right here. Remember the second best entry? And then we want what's missing? We have 2 and 3. We need 3. So we already have 3 down here for the sell, 11.5. We need this 3. This is what I did the other way. To go where? Over here. Remember I was sharing with you it's the same location? Okay. So Now you can see, now you have an ideal probability set up for the buy, for the sell, and how they correlate with each other. Now, we did not make it past, um, doing the day, markup for top-down analysis. So, next time we come back on Thursday, I'll finish up. We'll do the lower time frames. Hopefully, it won't be as long. But I hope this was helpful. We're gonna go ahead and work off of this for Thursday. Join me at 7:30 PM Eastern Time, and I will go ahead and show you how to mark up the charts on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Um, and then maybe we'll even take this into Tuesday where we do the lower time frames of next week. So let me know if you have any questions or if there's anything else that you want to see in um, other information I can show you. Drop them in the comments, DM me, reach out to me. I'd love to be able to see what you'd like to learn, and I'd be happy to teach you. But this was pretty interesting. What do you think? What do you think? Was that helpful? We did, how to mark up your charts on the different time frames, and we just got to the day on how to determine high probability setups. You learned about the heartbeat zone. The first area is the ideal entry that traders look for to enter into the market. The second ideal area they like to enter in at is the supply and demand zone. That's right here on the right and right here on the left. And then the exit zone, which is box number 3 over here to the top and here for the continuation down here at the 11.5. So right here it can be a little confusing for the sell fib, is we want price to go back up and then come down, okay? So that's how you read that. And then for, um, currently, for the buy, price is right at where we want it to be at to go ahead and buy back up. So they're actually in great locations, great locations. Okay, let me go ahead and stop that share. All right. Well, thank you so much. And again, my name is Anna Shields, and I will be holding these live streams on. Let me go ahead and just bring up my information here real quick. Okay, so I will be doing live streams on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings at 7:30 Eastern. Okay. All right, traders. Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you on Thursday. Good night.